It's Friday afternoon here. Hope you're all having a good and prosperous Friday, a healthy Friday. Hope that it's peaceful wherever you are. I hope that all will be well with your trading or whatever you're doing. I'm going to talk to you real quick about the Bitcoin market, what is happening with Bitcoin and crypto and traditional markets even. But real quick about crypto, we'll go over that. With the Bitcoin markets, what we're basically seeing is that the Bitcoin asset is moving along pretty much exactly according to the VEPs, right? We saw that very clearly so far all week, as we usually do because of the leading information that we use at Alpha Trading, which is what? It's the volatility, entropy, probabilities, and statistics, right? If you look at what the indications have been this week, they've pretty much been spot on. If you've been watching our live streams, right, you'll notice that the wonderful forecasting as handed out to you by Bilbo, and sometimes with interjections from me, has been pretty much hitting every single target, right, to the downside and to the upside. And so it should be no surprise to you if you've been following along and if you've been trading using our VEPS tools, what the asset's been doing. You can see it very clearly on the VRE charts. You can see it very clearly with the returns oscillator. You can see it very clearly with the AVR and the variance indicators, as well as the AVP indicators if you have the free tools, as well as, of course, the entropy tools. It's just not a surprise, right? That's the beauty of trading with the VEPs. Meanwhile, you got all these crazy YouTube Jimmies out there telling you about Bitcoin, about alts, even about some traditional stocks, right? For example, Tesla. And people are like so surprised because Tesla did what it did in terms of price action this week. Really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. People are surprised about, gold and its movements, or Dixie. Again, if you're using the VEPs, it's not a surprise, right? It's not an October surprise. It's not an Uptober. It's just not a surprise. It's not newsworthy. But people who publish news, they got to fill the space between their advertisements with something. So they'll always make it seem dramatic or whatever, even though it's not, right? There is no Uptober. It's just buy pressure and sell pressure like every other month. And we see that consistently playing out very accurately day by day, right? When we look at intraday movements, it's clear as day what is happening and why, and what is, if you will, the mathematical cause of these events. Right? People say causation or correlation is not causation. Well, as a matter of fact, when it comes to volatility or entropy, correlation is very much indicative of the probable direction, the tendencies of the probable direction of the price action. It is entirely based on the correlation of the indicator, whether it's entropy or AVR, like volatility, and the past price action, or in the case of entropy, with the alpha squared entropy power percentile, right? So yes, absolutely, or the Shannon entropy percentile. And in all those cases, correlation does in fact matter a great deal. So when people say correlation does not equal causation, they're not talking mathematically about trading, that's for sure. Because if they are, they just don't know what they're talking about. And that's why you really, I say it all the time, you should not listen to YouTube Jimmy telling you nonsense about low time frames in order to get low time frame information. Because you can't trade low time frames based on high time frame news and analysis and economic forecasts by macroeconomic projections that are frankly meaningless. First of all, because they're using bad information. Right? They're giving you info. Oh, the average historical price gain has been, 20% in October or whatever. It's complete and utter nonsense. Okay, even if you hit that number this month, which we haven't yet, right? But even if we did, it certainly is not because it did it in the past. Oh, there's always a movement to the upside before in the run up to the US presidential elections every 4 years, which happens to be every time there's a halving. So every October after the halving, there's a big movement. Again, patterns break, maths don't. Okay, I can show you certainly Octobers in the past 15 years where that did not happen. And I can show you September's that did not go down. Like everybody said, just September would go down. We said no, it doesn't have to, and it didn't in the end, right? In fact, it went up. So don't get fooled by high time frame, silly projections, and silly forecasts and silly predictions by these charlatans or YouTube jimmies who tell you, they know what's going to happen. Oh, just buy now, and get in before you miss the last chance. Right? If you got in before you missed the last chance, going to long to the upside, especially if you took leverage in the last week or two, you probably got wrecked or close to it, had a big loss. So don't be that guy. That's gonna do it for now. I'll talk to you in a bit. Happy trading.